Hey everybody, here we go. We are about to be recorded, and that's too late because we are being recorded. And here we are on another Monday night, and we are off and running because Mondays are the dive-in day. And yep, some Monday mornings, that's exactly how I feel. But you know what? We've got better things to talk about. So tonight, we have a special guest on the call. He's already on the call, and we're going to have him speak to us a little bit about some motivational issues. And he's just given me some information that we've been waiting for on the pool. So now we'll just get about that. He'll come on in a few minutes, and he's got other appointments to go to. So we will get underway, and here we are on a Gold Monday night, 27th of February. I even managed to get the date right because Mladen's on the call, and here we are. Everyone goes forward together. That's what we built this business for, to help all of our members go forward together. And sometimes I find it interesting that I got approached again by another business 2 days ago, and it had all the red flags on it. And we ended up, I sent back to the guy that sent me the link and said, you need to really think about whether you go forward with this. And he texted me to say, yep, I think I'm going to join the Safir business. So that's really good. So here we go with our disclaimers. Remember, we are expressing our view as affiliates of a number of companies only. We don't represent these companies, and we do not give financial advice. So let's get about this. Tupan. Tupan is the core of what we're talking about tonight. We are going to touch on some other issues, but Tupan, really, really proud to be part of this project. And I'm attempting to get Odalie to come to Australia in the near future so we can talk about a similar project here in Australia that he and I had coffee over. And we were at the table that Mladen organised in Dubai at the event in November, I think it was, yes. So we are working on that. Remember, Tupan is built around carbon credits. And if you think about how big that market is, think about every vehicle that goes on the road on the planet creates a carbon footprint, a big one. And these companies are being forced down the road of supplying carbon certificates which offset their carbon footprint. And we are lucky enough to be able to take advantage of that. Now, this is the bit that we talked about last week. Remember the dictionary, it says, what is arbitrage? The simultaneous buying and selling of securities, currency, or commodities in different markets or in derivative forms in order to take advantage of differing prices for the same asset. Profitable arbitrage opportunities. And we're getting these, ladies and gentlemen, because we have access to the Tupan roadmap. And they added a new bit recently, the vending pool. And Mr. Mladen sent me some info on this, which we'll talk about, and we'll then get into the process of why it's so important. But to take advantage of this, there's no career level requirement. There's no volume requirement, but you've got to be a member. So this is a great tool to get to people and say, you need to do this. Have a look at these numbers. I mean, you can't argue with the numbers. We talked about it last week. There was a whole lot of information that came out around this, and I stepped you through it last week. And we're going to go through some more of that tonight. And it's actually making people join this business and buy tokens as well as mint them. It's a great opportunity. So the vending pool gives us a short-term benefit on the tokens, a short-term benefit. This is not a long-term project. This is a short-term benefit with a long-term result, because as we build this short-term benefit, we are impacting the long-term result by burning tokens. That's very cool. a world first for this type of business, and it really is. We have been given a floor price by Oderly, and I'm unaware of any other business in the world that plays in this field where they get offered a floor price. So what does it get us? A minimum floor price, and that means we're minting at 0.0369 euros. So that's 3.69 euro cents. In March, the vending pool will open, and that's how we're going to take advantage of it. And we've talked about before the fact that you can buy coins, tokens, on the open market cheaper than the 3.69. You can buy them today for 1.8. That's insane. But in March, you'll be able, which is, hey, guess what? A few days away, the vending pool opens and you can put those tokens in the vending pool. In April, it will close. So this is an opportunity to get things underway and make a short-term bonus out of this and help your long-term benefits as well. In May, Tupan will start offering those CO2 certificates to the business market, and that's been their plan for a while. And in June, it will start delivering and paying out the tokens that we've put into the pool. Now, I don't know how else to put together tools to give everybody to build this, but this is an amazing opportunity. This is a guaranteed buyback price, and we can buy these tokens at an insane, today at one point it was 1.79. That's just ridiculous. So I'm not going to loiter about anymore. I'm going to bring Mladen on because he is heading off to some other meetings today, and I managed to threaten and cajole to get him to come on our webinar. So here's Mr. Mladen. Mladen, can you unmute your microphone?
Hello, yes. Hello, just a second.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, I think now everything is fine. I can see you, I can hear you. So greetings to whole Australia market. So greetings from Croatia, from Europe. So here is a morning. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Well done. Yep, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Maybe we can how to say discuss with some question and answers, because the topic that we are speaking are really amazing, because we have Mr. Oderly a few days ago in a special call, and tomorrow we have a diamond call for top leaders, so we will have lots of news. So maybe Derek, you can ask me a few questions, or the topic question, what people want to know. Maybe I can also present a little bit my life story, so with the Safir, with zeniq, actually what happened the last 2 years. So it depends.
That would be good. Why don't you give us your life story, and then I do have a couple of questions for you. Okay.
So maybe just in 5 minutes I can introduce myself. So I'm from Croatia. I am a long-term in network business, in the marketing business, more than 20 years. With this company I'm since beginning, and especially in the blockchain world, there is no any guarantees. So as Derek told you, I'm also not a financial advisor. I'm just investor. I am big investor in the whole product. I'm also one of the community builders, because this business has two opportunities. So the first opportunity is to invest in some projects, and the second is to build affiliate business. So actually in my affiliate business now I have near 24,000 people worldwide. And what we did near 12 million euro of turnover in 2 years, which is really not bad result. But how I see the Safir? Safir I see as independent platform that will offer lots of people in the future some special possibilities. For example, when I start, we actually have only one project, and this was the building of a zeniq platform. So now with zeniq, we have actually 5 projects. I think you heard about all of them. Today we will speak a little bit more about Tupan because there is a reason why. But for example, when I speak about investment, and this is my point of view, when you invest in one project, this is a speculation. But for example, when you have 5 projects, and now from the Safir portfolio, we have 5 projects from 5 different, how to say, industries, because you have Avinok, this is a aviation industry, then you have CD, this is a real estate industry, then you have Regardless, this is a movie industry, then you have T-Drone, that's how to say, cargo industry, also with the aviacraft industry, and you have a Tupan, which is a bioeconomy industry. So actually you have diversification. And when we speak about the Tupan, first of all, when you are in a daily contact with the CEO of some company, you know, people ask me, okay, what is happening with other projects like Cardano or you know, I don't know, others on the market? And I said, look, I don't know, because I don't know what is happening inside. What are the inside problems? What are the inside information? And you know, when you are on a daily actually basis on connection with the people from zeniq and with people from Tupan and with people from all this project, then it's a completely other, how to say, completely other potential, and you know, as an investor, there is a belief, because you know what they are doing, what they are creating. For sure, there is no perfect world, and in every business, you know, we can expect little problems. That's a normal thing. But my experience with zeniq platform and my experience with the Safir platform is actually that they deliver everything what they promise. So I'm expecting that in next few months they will also finish the whole technology what they are building. You know, now we start with the swap with our app, and I think in next few months it will be finished, because it's not easy to build something that nobody built actually till now. But when we speak about the Tupan, that's a really crazy project, because as Derek said on the beginning, there is no something such Tupan project on blockchain market. So you know what happened? For sure, we start with the minting process of Tupan six months ago, and lots of people activated master nodes. And when Tupan go public, when we go to first exchange, what was Bitmart, the normal thing what can be expected, that lots of people will start to sell, and that's the reason why the price go down. But with the vending pool, they, how to say, make some amazing thing that actually nobody on the crypto market don't have this solution. And what is happening right now, because this information is going out a few days ago, and people now are realizing a little bit what happened. So for example, today you have 2 possibilities how to buy a Tupan community token. So the first possibility is go to Bitmart and buy it on exchange, and the second is to buy a master node that actually has a minting power 88%. So what that means? That means that you start a process of minting with the 88 Tupan community tokens per day, and it will take this how to say, process next 12 years. Okay, and there is also something that everybody need to be aware. There is one how to say, mathematical operation called halving, because the maximum amount of Tupan community token is 10 billion, and because of that, you know, this model of minting is slowly going down. But when you calculate what can happen in next 5 years, because with the vending pool, with the, how to say, I see the vending pool as one, how to say, staking platform, or I see it also as insurance for the lots of investors, because these projects are not short-term projects. For example, if somebody asks me, okay, what can I expect from the Tupan community token? I said, look, in 1, 2, 3, 4 months, you cannot expect a lot, but in a 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it can be amazing potential. And what actually orderly explained to us, and why the price of the vending pool, and this will be the minimum price of 3 cents 69, because they have a system. They have a system for win-win situation, win for them and win for investors. And how actually that works. So if you look a little bit CO2 or carbon credit market, the price of the carbon credit, of one carbon credit, go up because there is a big demand. Because we know what is happening now worldwide, that climate things are changing. So here in Europe, here in Croatia, actually, we didn't have the right winter. So it's now beginning of March. And, you know, it is springtime a little bit, but now the winter starts. So everybody knows what is happening worldwide. And the reason why the price of the carbon credits go up, because the big companies need to use that, you know, to do what to do the things what actually they, because they need to neutralize. And they actually, because now, for example, if you buy Tupan community token, actually in Brazil, what is happening? They are actually on a land putting trees, and it takes a little bit time that these trees start to producing oxygen. So what they did right now, they find solution how they can buy a carbon credit for a little bit cheaper price and sell it immediately. And the 20% of money of that process is going to vending pool and paying out everybody who put money or to put tokens into the vending pool. So why they did that? Because they want to keep the price of the token. They don't want that the price of the token is going down. And when we speak about the price, 369, it will be the minimum price. But if the demand for this process of selling carbon credits go up, actually, what will happen? The price of the vending pool will also rise. So a few days ago, we have the interview with Mr. Orderly, so I will try also to get it and to send it to Derek so that you can also watch it. And we ask him, okay, what are you expecting in this year? Because the process is starting now. And he said, look, if they do everything what they planned, he expects that the price of the vending pool will go between 7 to 8 cents. And for 2024, the plan is that the price of the vending pool go from 10 to 15 cents. And then the whole mechanism will be ready. And actually, we will have lots of our own CO2 certificates, and predictions for 2025 are priced between $1.14 to $1.40 cents. And of course, look, there is no guarantee that this will happen. But with the steps, with actually everything what they are doing, my personal opinion is that this is realistic. And when you look this project from the investor point of view, for example, now I have more than 55 master nodes that actually till now produce, I think, 900,000 Tupan tokens. And when you put the price, only vending pool price, Actually, I am now in only 6 months. We are speaking about period of 6 months. I get 70% on my investment back. So that's really crazy. I will not do that. I will not put my tokens into the vending pool because I believe that this scenario in 2 years will happen. And when you put calculation, for example, what can happen in 2 years, that's really amazing. That's really amazing. And now, if you buy a master node, actually the price of the Tupan is 2 cents. For example, if you buy add-on, and 3 cents if you buy master node. So actually, everybody who is starting now is actually making money immediately because of the vending pool price, and that's really amazing in this crazy world, you know, that nobody knows what is happening, what will be tomorrow. We see that there is a big war here in Europe between Russia and Ukraine. Lots of crazy things is happening. So what I see Tupan as a unicorn. I see this project as a billion project in future, and yeah, that's the point of view. So Derek, if you have now any question, I will try to answer it.
Well, you answered most of the questions that I had already lined up in your little spiel there, which is really good. And the dates you gave me of the stages through the vending pool, we've already talked about. So that answers a lot of those questions. I suppose just constantly, I got to look at my website and see, am I imagining this? Because as you said, I've got a masternode that's at about 80% payback in under 6 months, and that's just astounding. I've not ever seen anything do that.
I agree. That's really unbelievable. That's really unbelievable, and you know that it needs some time that people understand, that they see. But when we speak, you know, with the collaboration with Otterly is really one amazing guy, and you know, why actually this mechanism happened, because we told him, okay, we need to protect price, because it's a normal thing that every project takes some time, you know, the price will go up, and you know, the plan was to start with this mechanism in 8 to 10 months, because then our trees will be ready. But what they did right now, actually, they give us amazing tool in our hands. If you want, you know, to make more money, if you want to build a business, you know, to sell the master nodes, that's really, I agree with you. It's really outstanding.
Yeah, it's not anything that I've seen working. So Malcolm, we ran through that a little bit earlier about how the vending pool works. We will go over it again later. So it's quite interesting, and as Mladen said, it's indicative of how Otterly operates, that he came up with a process to protect the price, and in protecting the price, he's ensured that anybody that has a masternode that's minting, we cannot lose money. And
actually, Derek, there is also one very important thing, because these people, for sure, people will ask that about the burning process or a burning protocol. Because Tupan is built on Zen20 smart chain, you know, it's up to zeniq that will, how to say, invent the burning model. But what Otterly did, that 20% from the whole tokens, because they will buy all the tokens from the vending pool, but 20% every time when then this mechanism happen, will go to some a special account, and this account will be without password. So actually 20% tokens with when every vending pool transaction happen will go to that account. So what that means, that actually 20% of the tokens from vending pool each time when this mechanism happen will actually be burned out. It will not be classically burned out, but it will go to some account that cannot open, and 20% will be, how to say, on the account that cannot be useful for future. And this is also something interesting, but Derek, just one thing, what happened when they announced vending pool, the price of the Tupan token go double, actually from 1 to 2 cents. Now it is a little bit down, but my expectation that the next weeks it will be equal with the vending pool price, because nobody will sell on exchange if from vending pool the price will be double bigger or 100% bigger. So it's very interesting. You can watch on CoinMarketCap what happens. So I think that the Tupan community token has really interesting growth in next few days and the last few days. So I'm really, how to say, very excited what will happen with this project in next weeks and next months.
Yes, as you mentioned, I jumped on a Bitmart when you first told me about the vending pool was going to be a thing, and the price of the tokens was 1.1 cents. And by the time I managed to figure out how to use Bitmart and how to get cryptocurrency in there so that I could buy it, they'd gone up to 1.98 cents. It was a very, very steep jump.
Yes.
Yeah, very steep. So Mladen, thanks for coming on. That's a great little bit of insight about that. I know you've got to go, so we'll let you go. We'll continue on. I'll go back over some of the information about the vending pool, but I really appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us tonight.
So Derek, thank you very much that you invite me. I will always help with lots of information, and for sure what we do together with you in next week, we will organize a special call with Mr. Otherly. Tomorrow we also have our special call, Diamond Call, with lots of news from different projects. So I will give you all the information. Thank you that you invite me. Greetings to all Australians, and see you soon.
Thanks, Mladen. Talk soon. Have a good night. Now, some of you will be wondering, as I did when I first heard about a bloke whose first name was Mladen, whether he actually was a teetotaler or whether he knew how to appreciate some of that fine red wine. And I was shocked to find out when I got to Dubai that he was sitting at the table with a glass of red wine. So he and I were mates immediately. Okay, so how does the vending pool work? It's going to be a pool that you access through the Nomo app, and you'll be able to dump coins into the pool from there, and it will then function automatically through the purchase, and the payout will happen over about a 7 or 8 week cycle. So, but once this initial process has happened, I don't think they're going to keep it open. I think they're going to close it, because the market price will be up at least 3.69 or above. So that was the price today at, must have been 11 o'clock, something like that. So you can see on the slide there where those 2 big green candles, where the announcement of the vending pool came out, and it just jumped up as quick as anything. So we're lucky to be in that space where we can play with those tokens like that. So what we know so far, you can purchase them off market. So in the open market, when I did this at about 5, it was 1.812 cents. and you'll be able to put them in the vending pool at 3.69. And in case you want to calculate it, that's 104%. That ain't bad. So really, what more do you need to know? It's an arbitrage opportunity we can all take advantage of. The vending pool has that floor price, so it doesn't matter what happens to the public price, we're covered. That's the floor price. No more price worries for our tokens. We're in a great position of being able to take advantage of that. So in the safir world, it's linked to the carbon credit price. That's why they can give us a floor price. They've already used that price in their business model. So no surprise. When can you take advantage of it? I'd be doing it as soon as I can if you want to do that. Once people get their head around it, I expect the price is going to jump up even further, and that's okay for people that took advantage of it. So you can see that on Bitmart, the pair, as they call them, is Tupan to USDT. And today, again, it was 1.813. That's a stupid price when we can get 3.69 for it. So the target for minting to start with City and Regardless is next week. Now, these mintings will use similar processes to Tupan to demonstrate the power of the smart chain and its associated ecosystem. So we're hoping that that does kick off next week. The transaction fees directly support the coin burning of zeniq coins. So when that all happens and the coins are creating cash flow on the blockchain, that will burn zeniq coins. That massively supports the positive price development of zeniq coins in the medium and long term. And as Mladen said, if they're taking Tupans off the market and parking them, they're not going to be available on the open market. Therefore, the price will go up. Surprise, surprise. There will be apparently more details of how the minting works for City and Regardless in the next few days. So until the respective minting starts for those two licenses, the minting factor for masternodes will remain at 100%. So if there's a few days delay or a week's delay, you'll still be able to buy them at 100%. As soon as the minting starts, the time and sales halving will work. And I'm going through this a bit quick tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because I didn't actually know Mladen was definitely coming on until about 20 minutes before we started. So the time halving setup basically means that every year, the number of tokens that are minted is cut by 50%. So 50% reduction in coin minting from February 10th this year to February 10th next year. So that's going to happen. The other thing is the sales halving. So for every 1,000 hubs sold means that there's less tokens minted per day. And that's happening right the way through. So we're just making sure that that all comes together. And as already announced, the feature of allowing your zeniq coins to mint directly into your Nomo app is not quite there yet, but it's very close. The validation by the masternodes will remain unaffected. The coins will be transferred directly into your wallet. Now, here's the big thing about that, the big issue. I've looked at numbers of these businesses where they all have a 6-month hold or a 1-year hold or a 2-month hold. When these coins hit your Nomo app, you can move them into the swap facility and exchange them for cash. But security reasons, they're saying the payouts won't start until everything is smoothly activated. Remember, once they're in your Nomo app, you can do whatever you like with them. And that blockchain wallet is under your control not the companies. I've looked at lots of these businesses where they create, they'll say, oh yeah, we'll create this wallet for you. We'll give you $89.7 for these and you'll be able to spend them in 20 years. So once this news comes out, the swap facilities and the cash out, we will give you as much information as we can. I'm hoping that the meeting that Mladen is having in a few days gives us more of that information. So this is where the swap feature is on the Nomo app. It's just a button at the top of the list. And when you push it, or touch it, it gives you the option to select coins. And you can go from and to, and you can see in the middle, there's arrows there, so you can switch them around if you've picked the wrong one. But basically, you can convert any coin that you've got in your Nomo wallet into any other coin. So for example, you can turn it into Tether, USDT, and you can send it to any exchange. Pretty much any exchange in the world will allow you to turn Tether into cash. And there you've got cash in your bank account. Now I'm hoping that also in the next few weeks, we'll have information on the debit card, so we can then transfer that directly into the debit card. And I know that is the roadmap, so we're hanging out for that. So what does it look like when you do the transaction? This is a slide from last week. You can see I had nothing. I spent $52 US. I ended up with $92.90. So that was last week. That's an arbitrage transaction. Today, it would be higher than that. It'd be over 110. But the price is fluctuating a bit. So, you know, you just go with what you get because it's an outstanding outcome. Mr. Oderly, he's founded 5 SEC regulated funds. And I know that the issue with XRP has been on his mind, but he's managed to get approval for what he's doing. Smart man. And I think he's going to continue to go forward in a big way. Now, if you want to win 10,000 euros, they're up for grabs. You've got to be creative and create a video. And the theme of the video has to be the Tupan aircraft, the drones. And why do you think it's extraordinary and special? What are the benefits, etc., etc. Conditions for the video is it's got to comply with the theme. Yep, it's got to be shorter than 5 minutes. You've got to publish it on YouTube and it's got to be public. You send in the link to the video and your username to that email address there, videocontest@safir.com. Now, look, usually these things, not many people do it. So if you've got a penchant for it, get your mobile phone out, create a little video, a selfie video, talk about the T-drones, etc. There's a couple of them already up there. I'm sure that in the next few days, we'll be able to see all the competitors. I'll show you one in a little bit. Not many people enter these, so if you're interested, go ahead. Here's one that's already been made.
picture perfect, pieced together on purpose. You made a martyr out of me. I was never gonna be your savior, so you made a martyr out of me.
So you don't have to do anything like that. You can do it with a phone. The ones that have won these prizes in the past have been a series of snapshots and selfies taken with a mobile phone, and you can then on the phone join it together as a video. And it's really interesting to see how simple some of them are. And it's a 21,000 euro prize pool. You know, if you've got a pension for doing it, stick a video in. Right, we'll get on with Tupan. We've already talked about that. We're trying to get him to come here. Remember, zeniq's the blockchain, safir's the people system, and Tupan. Avanok JetX, that's the Tupan drone model. City for the real estate, the movie, and we've got our metal tokens coming as well. So just wanted to put this screen up tonight. This is usually the screen that I look at, but what I wanted to show you was all of their metrics are going up, all of them. There is nothing that's going down. So it's still working as described. Every graph we have in the system says we're going up. Apparently we were onto something. So I'm hurrying through this a bit, folks, so we don't get held up here. The Ukraine thing is still going on. It's been a year, just over a year. Isn't that sad? And it doesn't look like ending anytime soon. In fact, it looks like getting worse in the near future. Just our thoughts and prayers to everybody that's in that world. A quick run through on our world. The Fed cut rates as mild recession sets in by 2025. It's just hilarious that some of the things that they talk about. And it's the Fed talking about it being a mild recession. These are both Kitco News. Inflation to be 12% by the end of this year, and that's in the US. And even when everybody else was saying the cost of living in America had gone up 30%, the Fed was still saying that inflation was under 5%. So it's just ridiculous. Gold, yep, there's going to be a gold rush and a silver rush coming, but we just don't know when it will start. Here's Mike Maloney talking about the fiat currencies that we have access to failing. They're talking about the market having potentially a soft landing, but then they get into it and talk about how it's just ridiculous that it's going to be ugly. And now, this is something that's interesting because there's been quite a bit of movement in America where the states have individually tried to bring in their own regulations. One of them is around the application of gun licenses, and people have decided to take action against the state where they've said they can't own a firearm or something like that. And so now 80% of the counties in America that have sheriffs, and they all do, and those sheriffs swear an oath to the Constitution, which guarantees your right to bear arms. Well, the same thing's going to happen with gold and silver. How is that going to pan out when the states are starting to legislate in the opposite direction to the Fed? Watch this space, it'll be interesting. Luckily, we've had some great news tonight. Remember, it's free to add a wallet. Coin minting starts at 100 euros and up. Just stay focused on what we're doing. You don't have to recreate the wheel. We're all here. We're all focused on economic survival, and the world is changing, and we need to pay attention. It is absolutely astounding what's happening. Bottom line, everything we knew as normal has gone fishing. Everything we've ever talked about is coming true. Tomorrow is the last day of the month for BV for AU4U. So if you're keeping up with that, as you should be, remember tomorrow is the last day of the month. You need to email or call Cassie, as we know her, and make sure you've got that set up. Don't miss out, because it's a short month. In fact, we know a lady who has a birthday once every 4 years because she was born on that day that disappears every now and then. So that's all we've got for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Got any other questions? I've had to rush through that last bit because I didn't want to go till 8:30. Anybody got any questions? Anything you want to ask? We will have more information from Aladdin in the next few days, and he's going to set up a webinar with Odaly and run that for us just for the Australian market. So don't see any hands up. Anybody got any questions? It was amazing to have Aladdin on the call tonight. I've been trying to do it for a couple of weeks, and he's been trying to organise it, and the timeframes, etc., make it awkward from people in Europe, because they're pretty much diametrically opposed to where we are. So it doesn't look like we've got any questions. Yes, we will be able to do that because I've recorded tonight, and we will have him back on in the not too distant future as soon as he gets more info. So thanks everybody for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on the golden beaches of the world.